This is my top 10 fall fragrances by designers. We're going to talk all about them coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is your first time on this channel, or if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, there is a subscribe button below. Please click that, and also please click the bell icon so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. And that's right, it's fall, and this is the designer fall list. A niche one will be coming right up after this one, but let's go ahead and get started. Fall is my favorite season. Summer used to be my favorite season, but as I get older, it's fall. I love fall season. I love the cool breeziness and all that good stuff. I also like spring, but I think fall is still my favorite. And winter I really love as well, because winter time you get to get bundled up outside in the cold. Although in California it doesn't get much cold, but when I travel to Europe it is colder, and I love the fact that you can get bundled up and get warmed up with coats and sweaters and things like that, and spray on some really extra potent fragrances. But for fall, it's still warm out there, especially now in California. We get Indian summer, so it does heat up a lot. But when it gets cold, I like to wear these fragrances. So number 10 in the designer fall fragrances list, we're going with Jean Varvatos Dark Rebel Rider in this bottle right here. So this is not Dark Rebel, because Dark Rebel was all about tobacco, but in Dark Rebel Rider, what they did was they created a leather fragrance. This comes off very leathery, slightly animalic, a bit almost like the leather in Tuscan leather from Tom Ford, but it's not that scent. It just kind of comes off a bit industrial smelling to me, like it's something unique, which I find to be a very unique scent for a designer, because it's not, there aren't other fragrances that are as unique as some of the releases as of late from Jean Varvatos. So I had to put this on the list. It does have a little bit of performance issues, but because it's so unique and it's a leather and it's perfect for fall, I put it at number 10. So if you don't know this one, do check it out. There are discounts out there to be had for Jean Varvatos fragrances. I'll put a link in the info box. You can go ahead and pick up a bottle if you want, or pick up some samples or decants, because if might be one that you haven't tried yet and you can't, and when you sample it, you'd be like, wow, this is pretty unique and I like it. So Dark Rebel Rider at number 10 from Jean Varvatos. At number 9, we're going to the House of Chanel, and this is the only Chanel fragrance here. Again, this is all designer fragrances. What I'm going with is Allure Homme Edition Blanche, this right here. So what I like about this, and why I like it in the fall, because it's got like this warmness, slightly gooiness from almost like a vanilla type of a combo with lemony notes. So there's lemon in here for sure. It's pretty unique, and I kind of like this one for the fall because of that warm touch from the vanilla. And I think it's a great scent. It's not as strong. That's why it's in the fall collection. There are, I mean, I want it to be stronger, but I think it works great in the fall as a designer, because when it's warmer out here during the fall, for something like this is what I pull for, because it's not so overwhelmingly strong, which I like. But it's a great scent. It's my favorite from the Allure collection of fragrances from Chanel, just because it's got like a creamy lemony vibe, and that's what I like about this one. So Allure Homme Edition Blanche is number 9. At number 8, we're going to the House of Mugler, or Mugler, and this is Pure Tonka. So Pure Tonka is taking the Amen DNA and adding tonka bean and coming up with a unique scent. And it's tonka bean, and I love tonka bean in fragrances. It's slightly almondy. Here, it's basically the tonka bean with that Mugler patchouli, coffee, vanilla kind of a DNA that we've come to love over the years with fragrances like Pure Malt, Pure Havana. B-Man even is in there, or things like Ultra Zest and Cryptomint and so on. So if you like Mugler and you like warm and cozy style fragrances, you might want to check out Tonka or Pure Tonka from Mugler, because I do like it. I just wish it was a little stronger, so that's why it kind of is more perfect or appropriate for fall rather than like for winter when it's really cold. And even though I think it'll hold up in the winter, I think it's more it'll hold up better for the fall for me. So Pure Tonka is number 8, and this is by Mugler, the House of Mugler. At number 7, and we're going to the House of Carolina Herrera, and this fragrance is CH Men Privé, this right here. So this is my favorite CH Men release out of all the CH Men's that they've launched and some of the limited edition ones. This one I like it because it's boozy and it's really cozy, slightly gourmandy. And you can still smell that original CH Men in there, the sugariness, the leather, but that boozy added touch here just makes it a lot more special. And because this is also not so heavy, a lot of the CH Men's are not heavy, like they don't come off really strong, so they make it more appropriate for all seasons. And this one actually, because also it's not that heavy, I find it's perfect for the fall. When it's cool outside, but still during the day it's warm, so just works great for that kind of a temperature or season. So if you don't know CH Men Privé, do check it out. I highly recommend it. It's my favorite from all of the CH Men's. And if you like boozy fragrances and designer boozy fragrances, this one's going to do it for you. So CH Men Privé is at number 7. That's by Carolina Herrera. At number 6, we're going with an oud and a designer oud. And this is fairly new to me. I bought a used bottle from someone and I really like what I got. And I'm quite surprised it's from Gucci. It's Gucci Intense Oud. So Gucci put out a release called Gucci Guilty Absolute earlier this year, and it was one of my very first Gucci fragrances for a long time. I mean, I used to wear Gucci late 90s, early 2000s, and I stopped. And the only other Gucci fragrance I had purchased was a Gucci Pour Homme 2, and that was like about 4 years ago. And I bought Gucci Guilty Absolute, which I really like. It's a leathery vetiver. Now we have this one too. This one actually came out earlier than the Gucci Guilty Absolute. But this is a really, really good oud for a designer. I find it to be one of the better regular collection oud releases from a designer, because a lot of designers have their private and special collections of fragrances, then they have an oud in there. But this is from its regular lineup, and I find it to be really, really good, like for a designer regular lineup of a fragrance. So it's oud. It smells like oud. It's just a great designer oud. It almost kind of reminds me of the Ralph Lauren oud, but this one actually outperforms that one. That one just does not perform at all. Although it does have some performance, but it's not as good as this one. This one just outperforms that one. And that's kind of why I like this one more, because of its performance. It's also not an oud that's like really strong or like potent or perhaps a little skanky or like dirty. It's a very easy to wear woody oud fragrance that I think is perfect, and it's also unisex. So if you don't know Gucci Intense Oud, I definitely highly recommend you check it out. So Gucci Intense Oud is at number 6. Now next fragrance is a very, very hard to find fragrance, but I had to put it in this list because it's a really good, great designer release. It's part of the regular lineup, but it's a little more expensive than normal. It was about $140 when I bought it. It is Issey Miyake L'Eau d'Issey Noir Ombre, this one right here. I've been using it up a lot, and I've also sold some decants, and people seem to like it, but it's so hard to find. I bought this at the Zurich duty-free station, Zurich, Switzerland. So they had it there, and I really loved it. It's a great amber. I'm surprised it's by this brand, Issey Miyake, because everything else I smell from this brand is not that, at least to me, it's not that good. But here we have a great, great designer release. I think it was made exclusively for the Middle Eastern or Arabic world market. But for some odd reason, I found it at the Zurich Duty Free. And I also found the Dolce & Gabbana, the one EDP Royal Night there as well, which people have had a difficult time finding. It was also targeted to the Arab world or the Middle Eastern market. But if you can get your hands on Noir Ombre by Issey Miyake, I really recommend it. It's really, really good. It is a little more expensive, but I think that whole airport, Zurich, Switzerland, was more expensive in general, because I've been to other duty-free airports and I've compared prices of regular fragrances, and it was more expensive at that airport compared to other airports. So this could be a little cheaper elsewhere if it was found elsewhere too. But it's a great release. Do check it out. Issey Miyake's L'Eau d'Issey Noir Ombre. I really love it. Really, really love it. And if you like ambers, it's perfect. And it's perfect for fall. Not overly heavy. It's got a little bit of sweetness, but perfect for fall, I think. So check it out. That's number 5. At number 4, we're going to the house of Armani, and we're going with Acqua di Gio Profumo, or the new special blend that just came out. I think they're pretty equal, so you can have either one if you want. Not much difference between the two, but I like them both for what it is. Just a redundant release, I think, here. So if you haven't, do check it out. This is basically a classier, more mature version of Acqua di Gio, which is a very, very easy aquatic fragrance to wear. And I've mentioned in previous videos that, to me, this smells like what Acqua di Gio smelled like when I first got my bottle back in '97. I was gifted a bottle. I was going to college at that time, and I loved wearing Acqua di Gio. I found it to be very, very, almost like the notes just really clinged on me compared to the new Acqua di Gio, which is just false flat. So what they've done here, they've matured it up a little bit with the patchouli and the smoky incense, but it smells more closer to the original Acqua di Gio back in the day. So if you've been wanting something a little stronger than the original Acqua di Gio, do check this one out, or the special blend, because they're both the same price. But I also find this very, very perfect to wear in the fall. I think it's great fall fragrance. So do check it out. Acqua di Gio Profumo, or Acqua di Gio Profumo Special Blend, and that's at number 4. So the next one is from a brand that's hardly spoken about in the fragrance community. I guess I don't see many people speak about it, and it's from a designer called Maison Margiela, or his name is Martin Margiela, and Maison means house, so the house of Martin Margiela. And this is the fragrance, 2 fragrances back to back are from the replica series of fragrances that are the $126 for 100 ml. So they're a little more expensive than your traditional releases, like for example here, the 100, it's not even 100 ml, this is a 80 ml I think, or 75 ml. It's $95. So it's a little more than the normal price, but not that much. But 2 replica fragrances back to back, and number 3 is Lipstick On, this one right here, with a review that's going to be airing soon, if it hasn't aired yet. But this was a love at first sniff for me, because I love the smell of lipstick. But don't get me wrong, this is not all about lipstick, because what it dries down to smell like is Fève Délicieuse by Dior. Tonka bean takes over on the dry down, and it becomes warm and cozy and almost gourmand. And that's what I like about it. So it starts off lipsticky. It smells like when you were a kid and you went through your mom's purse and she had lipstick and leather and all that kind of stuff. So it's a bit irisy at the top, but then as it's drying down, it's getting warm and cozy and slightly gooey from the tonka bean and the vanilla notes. Just really, really lovely. So you might be turned off by the name Lipstick On, but please do give it a try. Just open up your mind and explore it, because just a great release. So it's like a fragrance with 2 different sides, lipstick side and a tonka side, or tonka bean side. Just really, really lovely. And I want to explore this house a lot more, because I had dismissed it at one time, but I'm liking a lot of their releases. So Lipstick On is at number 3, and the next one after that is By the Fireplace, number 2. So By the Fireplace, I had done a review, and a review with Kara. Oh, I also want to mention that I do have a review for this one. Should be airing soon if it hasn't aired yet. That's Lipstick On, also with Kara. But I did do a review for By the Fireplace, and what I like about this is because it's like you're having candy or dessert by the fireplace, basically. And it has like a chestnut accord, or candied chestnut accord here. So it's a bit gourmand, it's a bit smoky, but really, really delicious and really perfect for fall. I mean, even this one I didn't mention is really, really perfect for fall because of that tonka bean dry down. But this one is really, really great for fall too. It's just such a great scent, because I picture like fireplaces, burning woods with that chestnutty kind of desserty gourmand note in here. Very delicious. So if you don't know it, do check it out. Check out my review for this and also for this. And if you haven't been able to access the replica fragrances from Maison Margiela, check them out. Get some samples if you don't have access to them near you, and test them out, because I think you're going to be quite surprised at how great they are. Very, very niche quality for designer fragrances. So Maison Margiela Replica By the Fireplace is number 2. And number 1, we're going to the House of Prada, and it's L'Homme, this one right here. sort of tied with L'Homme, the EDP Intense, this one right here. I found this to be a lot more skin scenty, and I like the projection in here, but then again, I've been layering the two and it's working perfectly for me. So, but what I like about this is the iris. It's just a great scent. Really, really lovely. Just kind of hints at Dior Homme a little bit, but it's a completely different fragrance on its own. But a great release for a designer, and I think price-wise it's about $100 for this, and great release for a designer. If you don't know it, do check it out. I do have a review for this and a review for this, but if you haven't tested them out and you can't access them, always buy samples or decants before jumping to a full bottle, because what I might like, you might not like, or what you might like, I might not like, if that makes sense. So always test them before you do a blind buy, but if you do, I'll have links to samples, decants, full bottles below. So that's it. That is my top 10 fall fragrances by designers list. Did I miss anything? Should I have included anything? Should I remove something? Let me know. Let's get a conversation started. Also, what are you wearing this year for fall? What are your favorite fragrances for fall? Or are you just skipping ahead and going to the winter fragrances? As I mentioned, if you want to buy samples or decants, I'll have links in the info box. Also, I'll have links to bottles. You can check them out. And that's pretty much it. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.